Hello, it's Deborah from the attic. I've got the latest Simon Says stamp kit. This one is for September 2021 and it's called Sunshine Flowers. Some of the contents are slightly spilled out of my bag, so I've actually had a sneak preview, or that's my excuse anyway. So look, there's so much in this kit. I'm going to start with this because this is the first thing that I reached for when the box opened. This is Tim Holtz Ideology Design Tape. There are 8 of these rolls and we'll look into these in more detail. We have a Simon Says Stamp Craft Glue Stick, Ultra Smooth. There are liquid pearls. I love liquid pearls. This colour is rose gold, but in your kit you might get either copper or brass. These sentiment label stickers are from Tim Holtz as well. The lollipop, I don't think it's from Tim Holtz, but the lollipop is mine. We have a happy birthday die, and then we have 3 envelopes in metallic green leaf, white and doll pink. The 6x6 pack of papers has got 6 double-sided papers in it, as well as some additional elements that you can cut out to create quick cards. These are always really useful if you're in a rush. The summer colourways in this are just beautiful. They cheer you up just looking at the pages. This kit is unusual because it has not one stamp, but 2, so let's look at them one at a time. This one is called Sunshine Flowers, and you can see why. There's lots of floral elements and there are also lots of sentiments. This stamp is called Sunflower Garden, and it has a single focal point, which are these beautiful large sunflowers, and then there are some rather nice sentiments around the edge as well. And the sentiments on both stamp sets will be interchangeable. To complete this kit, there are 4 sheets of cardstock. There is white, green leaf, sunshine, and doll pink. And I'm going to use this kit to make 5 cards. Let me show you the cards one by one. This is the first one. This is a really quick and easy card if you're under a bit of pressure to get something ready for a friend. So I've used a die cut to cut out Happy Birthday, and I've cut it out in black and in green, and I've layered them up with the green on the top, and I've used one of the little pre-made stickers to go on underneath the letters. I've used some of the washi tape, and let me show you this in a little bit more detail because it is absolutely beautiful. Here are the 8 tapes that you'll get as part of your kit. One of them is shimmery and silvery, and the rest are a range of colours and some lettering on some of them and some beautiful calligraphic script on this one, and they all coordinate really nicely together. I didn't use each of them on this because when I tried layering them all up together it looked a little bit too messy, so I focused on just using 2. These are the ones that I used for the strips underneath the wording because they gave the greatest contrast with each other. I completed the card with the liquid pearls, and I just added some little dots in this top left corner and the bottom right corner to give it a sense of diagonal flow. For this card again I used the die cut, and I just cut it from black, just a single layer, but what I did was take one of the brighter of the sheets from the paper stack and I cut it into waves and then glued the waves using the glue stick provided in the kit onto a pink base card. That again is a really nice, quick, easy card. So let's move on to something a little bit more elaborate. I rather like this card because it's a little different. To create this card, I took a piece of laminating pouch and I ran it through my laminator so that I could have this clear piece of acetate to work on. There was a piece of acetate in the previous month's card kit. If you have any of that left, you might want to try this technique. Using the sunflowers stamp and a StazOn stone grey ink, I stamped straight onto the laminated pouch, and then I used 2 alcohol markers in yellow and green to pick out some parts of the sunflower image. Because this is a clear piece of acetate, you've got to be careful how you glue it down, and that's why this birthday wishes sentiment, which was made using the sentiment in the kit and then heat embossed with white embossing powder, this is very useful because when you cut this out, you've got this space underneath which is where you would glue the piece of acetate to the card, and then you'd glue the sentiment on top of the piece of acetate and onto the card. So that way, this is held in place, this acetate sheet is held in place, but none of the glue is actually visible, because sometimes when you use glue on these things underneath, it's visible. This way, you can cheat it a little bit, and because this acetate has got a certain amount of structure to it, it means it's not going to flop over your card. It will be held in place by this large sentiment in the bottom. My next card is again quite a simple card to execute. I took the large bouquet stamp and I stamped it twice, one on top of each other, and I stamped it onto the yellow card. Then I cut the yellow card down so I would have just enough space here to add a piece of the rather beautiful paper from the paper pack and still leave a tiny little bit of yellow on this border here. I took one of the Tim Holtz sayings on the sticker sheet and I stuck that into the middle on a foam pad, so it's slightly elevated, it's slightly raised. For this card, I used the pearl drops in a slightly different way, and I will show you how I did it, but let me talk you through the card first. I took the pearl drops and I sort of smeared them across the bottom of my card, having already worked out the composition of my card. Then I cut out some of the elements from the paper pack, the car, one of the little sunflowers and a little bouquet of flowers here, and I also took the front of the paper pack, this is the front, and I cut two very thin strips across these pieces because it captured all of the colours that were present in the bouquet, and I liked the way that would pull the whole design together. Then I took one of the Tim Holtz sticker phrases and I put "shine brightly" on top of where it is shiny, and I used the pearl drops just to add a little bit of interest around that phrase. Let me show you how I used the pearl drops to achieve this. I took my piece of green card and I got a piece of waste paper and I just folded it to give myself a sort of a little spatula. Then I added 3 lines of the pearl drops and I dragged them over the card. Then I turned the card over, I added another 3 lines, and I dragged them back over the card. That creates quite a thick smudge of colour, and I set it aside to dry, and once it was dry I was able to work on creating my card. One of the things I absolutely love about the Simon Says Stamp monthly kits is the way that they encourage your creativity and the way that the kits work together so beautifully with the colour palettes and with the themes. They're always a real joy to play with, and I hope that you have fun working with yours, and I hope that this has given you some ideas for how you can use your kit. I will provide all the links to the kit below the video in the Read More description box, and if you haven't already, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you know whenever I've uploaded a new video. Thanks very much for your time, as always. Thank you for watching, and until we meet again, stay safe and take care.